right, so get this headline ready. Coventry University student hid her newborn baby in a cereal box.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I know, right? It sounds like something out of like a true crime drama or something.
Yeah.
But this is real life. And
It's crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah, and it brings up a lot of, really tough questions.
Yeah.
And, we're going to try to understand this case together today.
Okay.
Looking at this news report from The Guardian about the trial and conviction of Jia Xin Teo for the murder of her baby.
Definitely a case that, sort of stays with you as we go through it. It's important to remember that. There's always so many factors involved in a situation like this. And, human behavior is incredibly complex, so.
Right. And like you said, it's about understanding, not judging.
Exactly.
And, kind of approaching it from that perspective.
Yeah.
So, picture this, right?
Okay.
Jia Xin Teo, she's a 22-year-old student from Malaysia, comes to the UK to study at Coventry University. She gets pregnant, but keeps it a secret.
Wow.
And then gives birth alone
Yeah.
in her student accommodation bathroom.
Oh, my gosh. Can
you imagine the fear,
isolation.
the isolation?
Absolutely, yeah.
And being, a young woman far from home,
Yeah.
dealing with an unexpected pregnancy in a new country.
In a new country.
It's a lot.
Yeah, the pressure must have been immense. And we also have to consider, the cultural context, too.
Yeah.
In some Asian cultures, the stigma surrounding premarital pregnancy is very intense.
Yeah.
So, think about it. Teo may have been, terrified of bringing shame on her family, facing rejection,
Yeah.
being completely ostracized.
Ostracized, yeah.
And that fear can be, a really powerful motivator.
It can be, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to think about.
It is.
And, sadly, things get even more tragic from there.
Okay.
Teo put her living baby girl in a cereal box.
What?
Sealed it in a plastic bag.
Oh, my goodness.
And hid it inside a suitcase.
Wow.
2 days later, the baby was found dead.
That's awful.
It's horrifying.
It really is.
And, it suggests a level of desperation and panic.
Yeah.
That's just difficult to grasp.
It's hard to even imagine.
Yeah. And, it begs the question,
Yeah.
what could drive a young woman to such extremes?
Right. And like we were talking about,
Yeah.
the immense pressure that she was facing as an international student away from her family and, her usual support. That's definitely a factor.
Right. That isolation
Yeah.
had to be crushing.
It had to be.
And the report also mentions that
Yeah.
Teo claimed to hear voices
Oh, wow.
telling her to get rid of the baby,
Gosh.
which,
Raises concerns.
raises serious concerns about her mental state at the time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We can't ignore the possibility of, postpartum psychosis.
Psychosis, yeah.
It's a rare but severe mental illness
Yeah.
that can happen after childbirth. And it can, really make people lose touch with reality.
Absolutely.
They might see things, hear things that aren't there,
Right.
have extreme mood swings,
Yeah.
and act in ways they never would otherwise.
It can be really scary.
So we have,
Yeah.
isolation, cultural pressure,
Yep.
and possible mental health struggles
Right.
all happening at once.
All at the same time.
The article also describes how a friend found Teo
Okay.
after the birth. Her bed was covered in blood.
Oh, gosh.
The friend tried to help,
Yeah.
but Teo refused medical attention,
Wow.
even when the paramedics arrived.
Why would she push help away like that?
Yeah, why push help away like that?
It's hard to understand.
It really is.
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
You're in a terrifying, confusing situation.
Yeah.
You're likely in shock, maybe even denial.
Right.
Trying to maintain some semblance of control
Yeah.
is a natural human response, even if the way that you're doing it seems, irrational from the outside.
Right.
Fear can make people act
Yeah.
in ways that don't
Yeah,
make sense.
Don't make sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how powerful fear can be.
It really does.
And eventually, Teo's condition got worse,
Okay.
and she had to go into the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the truth came out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And, then there are the legal consequences, too.
Yeah.
Teo was found guilty of murder.
Wow.
The prosecution argued that she deliberately killed her baby.
That's a very serious charge.
Yes.
But the article points out,
Yeah.
how hard it is to prove intent
Mm-hmm.
in cases like this,
Yeah.
especially when there are signs of mental distress.
Exactly. mental health plays a huge role in how someone acts and understands consequences. True justice needs to consider the whole picture, including the person's mental state.
It's a lot to take in, isn't it?
It really is.
I mean, you have this young woman facing an unplanned pregnancy, isolated from her family, possibly struggling with, cultural stigma, mental health challenges. She makes a series of tragic choices that end in the death of her child. I mean, it's a story that really makes you wonder, like, what could we have done differently? How can we prevent something like this from happening again?
It really does get you thinking, huh? This case really highlights the critical importance of mental health awareness and accessible support systems. We need to make sure that students, especially those far from home, feel safe and supported, no matter what they're going through. How can we create a society that offers, genuine help and understanding to those dealing with, like, unplanned pregnancies and mental health challenges? I think those are questions we all need to grapple with.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really important.
It is. It's heavy stuff, but...
It is, but it's important to talk about.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Well,
it's been a good discussion, though.
It has. It really has. And, unfortunately, we're out of time for today.
I know.
But...
we could talk for hours about this.
We could, yes.
Fascinating.
We could. But, we'll pick this back up another time.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
It was great having you.
It's been a pleasure.
And, we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Sarah.
Bye.